Yeah, so I came up with a list of things that I think are fundamental to any guy that wants to level up. The first one is a skincare routine. Funny enough, I barely adopted one maybe like 2 years ago. I was reckless in this regard. And then one time I was talking to this girl and she was like talking to me about skincare routines. And I was like, damn, like I've gone this entire time without ever having adopted like a proper skincare routine. So that was one of the things that I would say really would take you to the next level is really prioritizing your skin, especially your face. Um, Number two is having a minimalist wardrobe. And so my strategy when it comes to this is buying pieces that are, in this case, what I try to accomplish is like timeless pieces, right? I'm not going for fast fashion. I'm going for quality fabrics, organic cotton preferably, some linens, nothing synthetic as best I can, right? I'll try to avoid the synthetic. Um, and obviously like I like the earthy colors, so I keep it very simple in that regard. So my wardrobe after a while it's just been adding up, and so I don't really need to buy many things. I've had some of the same pieces for 3 or 4 years and they look brand new, and because I'm not trying to keep up with style, I don't have to worry about that. Number three is a loofah. Believe it or not, people still use those like cheap little plastic ones I see at Target. Get a proper loofah, one made out of, I think I may be saying this correctly, get gourd or Garrett. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I haven't looked it up. I should do it. But anyhow, look that up. Get one of those. It's a proper loofah to scrub all the dead skin out. I can't believe that people don't understand that you should be scrubbing very, very hard to get that dead skin out. Number four is to try to stay away from plastics. Especially like I see people with like plastic Tupperware and then start microwaving it. Definitely don't do that. You shouldn't even be drinking out of plastic water bottles. Those are the two main ones, right? Because it's like eating and drinking. Definitely stay away from plastic. Obviously, there's gonna be some emergencies or some situations where you got to drink out of plastic, but try your best not to. Super important, especially for your testosterone. Number five is to hydrate. I keep it very simple. It's water, preferably mineral water, coffee, espresso, sometimes with some sugar, sometimes, and orange juice if I'm feeling a little fancy. Very simple. Number six, and this is going more into like socializing, is like be okay with being wrong. So I think one of the things that I've learned over time is that to like stick to your guns. Like if you feel a certain way about a certain topic, like lean into it. It's not There's nothing wrong with being wrong. This is how you learn, right? This is how you change your mind. This is how you adapt. You should never let ideas stand still. I think if you just have thoughts and you don't share them with anybody, you're never gonna really know what you're thinking is correct or not. And it just adds value, right? To stack up ideas and to compare them with other people's. The other one, obviously, that goes along with this is to socialize. It's so important to like interact with people, even if you think it's very difficult and it makes you anxious. Like it's super important. Like even sometimes I get kind of lazy and I don't want to really socialize all the time. And like sometimes I force myself and I keep in mind like I never know, right? Like someone might indulge me in something that I'm just not aware of, so I have to be open to that. Um, and going along with socializing is like obviously talking to strangers. It's probably one of the hardest things to do, but it's probably one of the more beneficial. Talking to strangers, right? Especially now, I feel like most people get kind of weirded out. Like I try to talk to people all the time, and I just notice that they get kind of weird. They think like they're expecting that I want something. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to chat. Like you should be so lucky that I'm over here trying to talk to you, you know. But anyways, try that. Talk to strangers, even if it's just a cashier. It definitely helps. The next one is to have some hobbies. All right, like for me, I've recently been adopting. Like I love playing tennis, so that's one that I like to do. And what else? I like to read. I really enjoy. I wouldn't say exercising is a hobby, but I really enjoy reading. So I try to read books with other people. That way I can like learn and bounce ideas off of them. So I would say those are my two main ones right now. But I'm hoping to get into some new ones. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing about hobbies is like you wear it out till you can, and then if you find something else, then you go into that. The next one is financial literacy. I think that's super important. Get your financial game on point. Don't sleep on that. The main tips I can give you on that, I mean, there's plenty of people that know about finance more than I do, right? But the main thing I would say is like invest right? Don't overspend, and have a plan. Have a plan in terms of what are you trying to do, right? If you're working just to work, like you gotta figure out, you gotta have a financial strategy. So that's all I can say about that. But definitely have financial literacy. The next one is strength training. So whether you go to the gym, that's fine. But as long as you're doing something, um, I particularly lean in more into calisthenics. I like the outdoor workouts. Uh, I just like, the struggle of being in the heat, of not being comfortable. And it's funny because most of the time, like when I do calisthenics, I like never see anyone outside. So it's one of the interesting things about the modern world is that we're so used to being inside buildings all the time in industrial spaces that we don't realize like the beauty of being outside. So that's my way of strength training, right? But nevertheless, you gotta include some kind of resistance training because it's not even for vanity purposes. It's just like I see so many people with soft bones. Like it's all about protecting your bones. So don't look at it as just simply like, oh, I'm just trying to build muscle to look good. It's like you really want to make sure that if you fall, you're not gonna break something. The next one is to cook. Super important to learn how to cook, especially because in restaurants, they're gonna use cheap oils, and after a while, it's like, are you really gonna be eating that stuff all the time? Like, you don't want to be spending so much money eating out. So definitely prioritize. What I like to do is I have maybe like 3 or 4 good recipes, and then I just kind of like rinse and recycle them, and then that's it. Like it doesn't really bother me to eat the same stuff over and over. If I just know that they're really tasty, I just do those, and that's it. And then if I get tired of them, then I can always look for more. But cooking is super important. And then number 13, well, yeah, so list 13 things. I didn't even number them. But the next one is to be organized. Organize with your thoughts, organize with your things, organize with as much as you can. You want to be organized, and you want to develop the habit of organization. I used to be very disorganized. I would just like think that I could just memorize everything and it'd be okay, but I miss very important dates and deadlines because I just wasn't prioritizing organization. So super important to organize. But hopefully, they're pretty random, but these are, things that have helped me kind of level up. Hopefully it helps you as well. If you have any more that you want to add to the list, be my guest. Whatever helps anybody. But anyways, I hope this helped you.